Oklahoma City, 2012. Quelque chose d'unique semble émerger dans cette ville où rien d'excitant ne se passe pourtant. Quelques saisons après son arrivée en provenance de Seattle, le nouveau Thunder foudroie déjà la NBA. Année après année, le génial general manager Sam Presti avait su drafter à la perfection. Kevin Durant en 2007, Russell Westbrook en 2008 et James Harden en 2009.
I'm not the fastest guy, I'm not the most explosive guy, but I get from point A to point B. And just going there and helping, those guys out, like Kevin Durant and Russell, it's going to be a great honor.
Pass. Westbrook going to take it down. Durant checked by Gallinari. KD going to rear back and win it!
Cette jeune et fougueuse équipe d'Oklahoma City n'a peur de rien ni personne. En 2012, c'est déjà la consécration, les finales NBA. Certes, trop inexpérimentée, la bande à Kevin Durant tombe logiquement face au hit du King LeBron James. Mais l'essentiel était accompli. Pour toute la planète basketball, il ne faisait aucun doute que le futur de la NBA était dans les mains du Oklahoma City Thunder.
We're making a commitment, put a competitive team on the floor, but we also have to do the right thing for the organization in the short and the long term.
Oklahoma City went to the finals. He was 6th man of the year. And even in the contract negotiations with the Thunder, there was the question of whether he should get a max contract or something less than that. They offered something less.
James Harden deserved every penny of the max contract.
But from a business standpoint, you don't want to go $30 million over the cap.
That was the question. That is he a max contract guy, even though he was coming off the bench?
Why didn't he accept the offer?
It was like an afternoon phone call, so like 4 o'clock, and I had until, an hour or so to make my decision, whether I wanted to take the offer or not. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the most money I've ever made in my life, and you're giving me a short amount of time to decide. And it wasn't enough time for me.
We were very transparent with James that if this was not acceptable, then we were going to have to move towards making the best decision for the franchise.
Sam Presti called me and just said that, sorry, we love you, but, we've traded you to the Houston Rockets.
Thunder Nation's love affair with the beard must come to an end. The Thunder has traded away the NBA's 6th man of the year to Houston.
I think the Oklahoma City Thunder comes out better. You're getting a proven scorer in Kevin Martin.
The thinking at the time was Kevin Martin is a perfect fit for the Thunder to be a deep run playoff team. They traded a 1st-round pick and a future 1st-round pick. At the time, that was a lot to give up.
Depuis les grandes années Hakeem Olajuwon, Houston n'était jamais parvenu à devenir une place forte de la NBA. Une saison piteuse, puis une saison moyenne, puis une satisfaisante. Bref, voilà bien longtemps que les Rockets ne s'étaient pas imposés comme des favoris au titre final.
But there was no stardom there. They weren't the kind of guys, you're going to be a playoff team because you've got him.
Ce qui avait tant manqué à cette équipe était une tête d'affiche. Un joueur qui, certes, enquille les points, mais qui, contrairement à Tracy McGrady, pouvait aussi aller loin en play-off. En 2012, les Rockets finirent dans le ventre mou de leur conférence. Un nouveau chapitre allait alors débuter au Texas. Son personnage principal, un barbu du nom de James Harden.
Obviously with the Thunder, their front office and the players, we had something special, but at the end of the day, it is a business, so I'm looking forward to being in Houston.
Replaçons-nous dans le contexte. James Harden sort de 3 saisons au Oklahoma City Thunder. Il s'affirme en sortie de banc comme un remplaçant capable d'ajouter de précieux points au compteur. 6e homme de l'année, il compile alors 16 points de moyenne par match. L'arrière n'a pas l'explosivité de Russell Westbrook, ni le génie de Kevin Durant. On le voit alors comme un joueur unidimensionnel, loin du profil de leader incontesté d'une équipe qui vise grand. Pour Sam Presti, hors de question de lui offrir un contrat maximum. Mais Houston décèle quelque chose d'unique en James Harden.
He was traded only about 5-6 days before the start of the season. There was understanding right then. Okay, they're going to give him the ball. and he's going to do what he wants.
Quelques jours après son transfert, c'est déjà l'heure pour Harden de faire ses grands débuts au Texas. C'est alors que le barbu démontre l'épitome de sa carrière. Trouvez-lui toutes les critiques du monde. Lorsqu'il faut mettre la balle dans le panier, James Harden ne faillit jamais à la tâche.
Not able to cover the drive. He'll drive it and lay it in. And Douglas off to Harden.
Harden's first game in Detroit, he was sensational. His next game in Atlanta, a tremendous scoring game. So right from the start, there was a sense that, that he was going to be on a whole other level than what they had before the trade.
He backed it up and made a resounding statement that echoed all the way back to my hometown of Oklahoma City. You blew it, Thunder.
First game I had like 37 points and like 12 assists. Next game I had 45 points. Those two games gave me that confidence.
James Harden crève l'écran lors de sa première saison au Texas. L'arrière empile les paniers. Sa moyenne de points grimpe de 16 au Thunder à 26 aux Rockets. Le joueur rejoint alors le All-Star Game et ne le quitte plus des 10 saisons suivantes. Oui, un véritable monstre offensif était en train d'éclore. Nous sommes en 2017 et voilà maintenant 5 saisons que James Harden fait les beaux jours des Houston Rockets. Du côté de l'Oklahoma, ni Kevin Martin ni Jeremy Lamb n'ont apporté satisfaction au Thunder. D'habitude si ingénieux, Sam Presti avait commis la plus grosse bourde de sa carrière en se séparant de James Harden.
I think if Sam Presti was granted a do-over, he would keep Harden and send Westbrook to Houston.
Lorsque l'arrière s'impose comme une machine à scorer, c'est tous les Rockets qui reprennent leur envol. Problème, l'effectif reste trop limité autour d'Harden. Quand Houston a atteint les finales de conférence 2015, le score est sans équivoque. Défaite 4 matchs à 1 face à des Warriors bien mieux rodés.
Breaking news today happened about 15 minutes ago. Chris Paul now goes to the Rockets.
Lors de l'intersaison 2017, les Rockets ajoutent enfin un joueur de renom près d'Harden. Bienvenue au Texas pour le point gun Chris Paul. Saison après saison, James Harden avait affûté son jeu. À l'approche de l'exercice 2018, The Beard était devenu une menace offensive carrément imparable.
Fakes, gets past Crowder, gets inside, throws it over his shoulder. But Utah's number 3. Harden the wickets. He drops another one.
He's an offensive genius. He sees the game offensively the way very, very few people do.
Shake and bake, steps back, three-pointer. Harden steps back, fires.
He made a step-back three, not just a big part of his offense, but a way to set up other parts of his offense. Well, that wasn't done before. And then he evolved so much as a playmaker because of the way he could see the game and manipulate the defense.
James Harden already has 10 first-half assists, and there's 11.
I asked him once, what do you like most? If it's just about enjoyment, not about anything else. And he said, it's manipulating the defense. It's me making them do what I want to do and creating an wide open shot for a teammate.
What a team like this get into a game early. Oh, what a great move.
For me, I'm a gym rat, so I watch film, and obviously I know what teams guard me certain ways, and I was just trying to find ways to exploit that. When I'm aggressive and I'm in attack mode, it doesn't matter what scheme or defense you run, because I'm going to get to my spot and get my shot off. So
NBA Most Valuable Player goes to James Harden.
Sixth man of the year to the MVP. Shout out to all the youngest, man. I got a dream. It's a vision out there. Go take it. Go chase that dream.
On pourrait penser que le titre MVP 2018 représente l'apothéose de James Harden. Mais l'année suivante est encore plus magique sur le plan offensif. Step back après step back, lancer franc après lancer franc. L'arrière connaît un exercice 2019 historique. Le joueur est dans la zone et chaque match est une masterpiece offensive. Comment oublier ces 32 matchs? Comment oublier ces 32 matchs où James Harden n'inscrit jamais moins de 30 points? un record jamais vu depuis Wilt Chamberlain un demi-siècle plus tôt. L'ancien joueur d'OKC finit l'exercice 2019 avec la folle moyenne de 36,1 points par match. Avec Wilt Chamberlain et Michael Jordan, Harden est le seul joueur de l'histoire à dépasser les 36 points de moyenne en saison régulière.
The first person that's done it since Wilt. It's like we're getting to something, you know. That's what you work hard for. That's what you play for. It's pretty cool, you know, when it's all said and done and you're retired and, you know, well off. You know, you're in that category.
Mettre la batte dans le panier, pas de problème pour James Harden. Mais mettre une bague à son doigt, c'est une toute autre histoire. Pendant 9 saisons au Texas, l'arrière devint un véritable magicien de l'attaque. Mais durant ce laps de temps, jamais Houston n'atteint les finales NBA. On peut expliquer cela par les blessures récurrentes dans l'effectif, d'un supporting cast parfois trop faible autour d'Harden, ou peut-être d'un mental trop fragile. Tout proche d'éliminer les Warriors en 2018, les Rockets perdent complètement leurs moyens au match 7. Plus jamais la franchise ne se retrouva si proche des finales. Il était déjà temps de tourner la page Chris Paul, James Harden.
I mean, the first thing is Chris Paul got hurt, and he was having a great series against the Warriors, and he couldn't finish it. For a year, Chris Paul was okay with, I'll be off the ball, and I'll just be the point guard when Harden's not in. They staggered their minutes. It worked very well. The second year, Chris Paul wanted to go back to being Chris Paul, the ultimate point guard. You couldn't do that while you're next to Harden as the Rockets' ultimate point guard. And so there was a frustration and a friction there. They got along okay. I mean, that's the thing that wasn't entirely understood. They sat next to each other on every flight. They played cards on the longer flights. It's just they weren't comfortable on the court because they couldn't entirely be themselves.
Finalement, peut-être que ces Rockets sont simplement nés au mauvais moment. Tout comme bon nombre de super équipes des années 90 face aux Bulls, Houston n'avait pas les armes pour contrer les si puissants Warriors. Depuis son départ de Houston en 2021, James Harden a bourlingué sans perdre de son talent en attaque. Oui, mais le joueur n'a toujours pas montré qu'il pouvait porter une équipe vers le titre. L'un des meilleurs attaquants de l'histoire, comment expliquer que James Harden est la source de tant d'hostilité? Jalousie ou critique justifiée? Peut-être un peu des deux.
It's kind of hard, you know, especially when it's coming from like ex-NBA players.
Seeing him put up all these numbers, seeing him score, you know, this streak is attractive, but, you know, I love him as a player, but it doesn't look like he's focused on winning.
I'm not a fan of in terms of winning championships. I don't think that style is ever going to win championships.
I totally don't agree with the type of basketball that he plays. I don't think this type of basketball that we're watching is playoff basketball. It's not even attractive basketball to me.
I get praise like 22 hours out of the day.
Yeah.
And then it feels like that 2 hours, like there's someone want to throw some, you know, a little negative, whatever you want to call it, and then they're talking about that. It's like, I take the good and the bad, and I just push it away.
Do you feel that you have been fairly critiqued over the last few years? How do you feel about that?
No, but I'm not someone to just complain about it, you know, or argue or debate about it. Like, I'm just, whatever's in front of me, whatever, you know, is on my plate, I just deal with it.
He did flame out late in many playoff series with several teams. You know, I used to say he never had a bad Game 7. He either had a good Game 7 or a horrible Game 7. There was nothing in between. He had some very good elimination games. He has some incredibly bad ones, and that brings down the numbers. That will always be part of his legacy. This will become clearer after he retires. But of the guys who've averaged 35 points per game for a season, no one ever came close to his number of assists per game in that season. Nobody. Nobody ever had a season like he had. They think great scorer, but I think in time, after his career and when it's evaluated, there will be a greater appreciation of unprecedented numbers he put up and the way those seasons influenced the sport in the years to come.
Bien trop souvent critiqué, il était temps pour nous de redorer à notre manière le blason de James Harden. En 2018 et 2019, le joueur proposa un véritable récital offensif. Peu importe la tactique, The Beard était tout simplement inarrêtable. Combien d'entre nous ne pouvions manquer ces matchs pour admirer sa folle série de rencontres à plus de 30 points? Je ne sais pas pour vous, mais le Harden de la fin des années 2010 m'a fait rêver comme peu de joueurs auparavant. Et ça, finalement, ça vaut peut-être tout l'or du monde.
You know, when it's all said and done, you know, they'll appreciate it more.
Do you think that in the end, a title is going to give you the respect that you think you deserve?
It is, and I will get it.
You feel confident about that?